Welcome to Let's Talk Jailbreak episode number 6. This is your host, Jeff Benjamin, along with my co-host, Sebastien Page. How you doing, Sebastien?
I'm good. How are you?
I am excellent. Really, I really am. I'm feeling good today.
You are? I thought you had your allergies coming back or something.
I have a bad allergy attack and I have a migraine, but I don't know. It's just one of those days where you feel good.
Okay, good for you.
How about you?
I'm okay. Kind of a little upset. I was supposed to go to yoga this morning, and I showed up at the studio, and I set up my mat on the ground, on the floor, and I went to the changing room to put my outfit on, and I realized I forgot my shorts. So I couldn't do yoga in jeans, obviously. So I went back home and came back here, and here we are recording the podcast a little earlier than scheduled. But so I didn't get my yoga on today.
So you're probably not feeling too well.
Yeah, a little stiff and everything. But,
is this every Monday or is it every day?
Not every day. I usually go on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I mean, I'm flexible. My schedule. I guess
no pun intended.
No pun intended. My schedule is flexible. So I don't always go on Monday and I don't always go on Wednesday. But I try to stick to the schedule as much as I can.
Right. How's your desk working out?
The desk is great. So it's a elevated desk, and there is like a couple buttons, and I can bring it up and down. And if I want to stand up, I can lift it up. And if I want to sit down, I can take it down a bit. So I really like this part of the desk. Not sure about the chair though. I liked it at first, and after a while, I'm just not sure about the chair.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What don't you like about it? Well, just a little background. We won't talk about it too long, but he has a new chair that it's called a movement, and it has no back or no arms as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my butt might be a little too big for it. I mean, the top of the seat of the chair is pretty small. I mean, it's a little square,
Right.
And I mean, I'm not overweight or anything like that, but it seems that my butt doesn't fit on it. I always feel like I'm going to slip.
Well, see, you're an American now, so that's what you're forgetting. This is a German design product, so.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might return it, or
I think you should
hang
in there.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
I'm gonna give it a few more weeks, and if I still don't like it, I'm gonna return it because it's a pretty expensive chair. So I wouldn't want to have it sit in the office for nothing.
Yeah, that's true. So it's been a pretty busy, brisk week in the world of jailbreaking. Lots of stuff going on, lots of new tweaks, lots of news. So we have a pretty packed show, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yes, indeed. We have a few things to talk about. And I think the first thing we can talk about is Sorik's post on his website last week about the Cydia TSS fiasco. I know you looked into this. You spent quite a bit of time researching and trying to understand what all this was about, because it's a pretty lengthy post that Sorik wrote, very detailed and somewhat technical. So you spent quite a bit of time on it.
Yeah, basically what this boils down to is that the app ticket saved for iOS 6.0 through iOS 6.1.2, they don't have the necessary data for booting the device. So it's pretty much useless.
And that's on Cydia, just to be clear.
Right.
There are other tools out there, but it's on Cydia only.
Right. So if you just relied on saving your blobs on Cydia, you didn't use any external tools like iFaith or Tiny Umbrella, then those tickets that you saved will be pretty much worthless. And Sorik has resolved the issue going forward. But the thing is, it doesn't affect many people at all. Mm-hmm. Because obviously you can't use those tickets or blobs to downgrade at all anyway with the newer device. So if you're running iOS 6 on a iPhone 4S or iPhone 5 or iPod Touch, I mean, it doesn't matter anyway because you couldn't use them to begin with.
So yeah, we we were saving these blobs just in hope that at some point in the future there might be a solution to downgrade.
Right.
So to this day, we're still like saving SHSH blobs for nothing, basically. Like, technically, like we're saving them for nothing. Just hope that in the future we'll be able to use them.
Yeah, and there's in the past there's been some like little breakthroughs, like for instance the restore that Muscle Nerd came up with for Red Snow. That was one of the, I guess, one-offs you could say, that where the blobs were actually came in handy. I believe I'm right in saying that.
Yeah, but technically, like if you're using an iPhone 4S or an iPhone 5 or an iPad Mini or an iPad 4, there's no way to downgrade, right?
Right. Yeah.
The only devices that you'd be able to downgrade would be the iPhone 4 or the iPhone 3GS, the iPhone 4, and the iPod Touch 4G. Am I correct?
Correct. You know who should have on?
Who?
Who should have on the show?
I Hate Snow?
Yeah, that would be a good one. Or Sorek himself.
Sorek himself.
Yeah.
Even though, like he said, this is not really his forte. Like the SHSH blobs is a service that he was offering as a courtesy,
Yeah.
He's not here to save our SH blobs. He was just here to because he had the opportunity to do it, he's like, okay, I'm going to do it just for funds. But yeah, I think someone like Muscle Nerd or I Hate Snow would be really fun to have on the show to discuss that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah.
Because they obviously have a deeper knowledge about all of this.
Right. They have certainly a deeper knowledge than I would.
Definitely, and I would too.
But yeah, so it's just a few subset. It's a small set of individuals that would be impacted. So basically, going forward, you should be okay. 6.1.3 and above, you're good.
And that's why we always say also on IDB, always save your blobs. Every time there's a Tiny Umbrella update, for example, we do a post about it. And every time there's someone saying, we know this, we know that we have to save our blobs, and Cydia does it anyway, so we don't have to do it. Well, this is a perfect example of why you should not rely only on Cydia to do this, but also back them up on your desktop computer.
Right. Yeah. I always do. I mean, and I know I don't expect to be able to downgrade, but you never know. It's just good to have it. I mean, it takes 5 minutes.
Right.
To get all
I've been terrible. I've got to confess, I've been terrible at saving my blobs.
I think I've saved every single blob for every device, except my wife's. Hers doesn't get any love.
Is her iPhone jailbroken?
It isn't.
It isn't.
I used to jailbreak her iPhone. She liked Byte SMS a lot.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. I mean, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She has no idea what I do.
Yeah, my wife is the same.
She couldn't care less.
Yeah, my wife grabbed my phone the other day, and I think we talked about that. She was using Byte SMS, and she's like, I said, hey, how do you like the quick reply feature? She said, oh, is it because your phone is unlocked that you can do this? I'm like, honey, there's a difference between jailbreaking and unlocking.
Yeah. But it's nice that way.
Yeah.
We need some balance in our lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm sure that was clear as mud, that explanation. But read the post on IDB, and also there's a link to Sorek's blog post, so you can go through there and try to break it down.
If you have a couple hours, you can read his post. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting. He's a good writer, too. I like the way he writes, huh?
He makes it... He tries to break it down very simply, but even that is not simple enough for me. I don't...
Well, you did a great job. I don't want to toot your own horn, but you did a great job at breaking this down on the site on IDB and explaining it very clearly and simply what it was all about.
Thank you. So what else do we have here? What else is going on?
I saw that Filippo Bigarella last week made a donation about $2,500 to a cancer charity. If you remember, like a few months ago, I think it was, when was that? It was in February. He released a tweet called Lively Icons, and he said that all the proceeds of this tweet would go to cancer charities. And so here we are. Last week, he posted a blog post on his site saying that he had paid $2,500 to a charity called Because of Ezra.
Yeah, that's Mod My Eye, right? That's the guy who runs Mod My Eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the charity of Kyle and Robin Matthews, and Kyle Matthews is one of the co-founders of Mod My Eye.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was, I mean, when the tweet came out, I was like, this is great, this is so cool, this is so nice of him, and I totally forgot about it.
Right, me too.
Until last week. So he made a first round of donation of $2,500, and I believe he's going to make another round of donation of another $2,500 or a little more to an Italian cancer research charity. Filippo Bigarella is Italian, so he's going to donate in his own country as well. So I thought it was worth, mentioning on the podcast because this is a very, very good thing to do, and
Generous.
very generous thing to do, and he doesn't have to do it, but he does it, and that's a great way to use jailbreaking for other purposes, but having tweaks and stuff on your iPhone.
Yeah, you also have to give a shout out to the users. I mean, they could have easily pirated this. It would have been so wrong to do that, but
yeah, I've seen some comments of people saying, "Oh my God, I downloaded illegally this application without knowing what it entailed. Now I'm gonna buy the app." And some people, actually bought the app after figuring out that it was all going to cancer donations.
yeah, that's a lot of people buying that. I mean,
Yeah.
$5,000, over $5,000, and shout out to Sorg as well because he adjusted the calculations for the fees. There's a 30-70 split for Cydia, so he did this at cost, pretty much.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was a great effort from all the jailbreak community, really, like the developer and Soric and the users. So
Right. A lot of times jailbreaking gets a bad rap, but this right here shows that, the majority of the community is
yeah,
good.
it does get a bad rap, like you said, huh? Jailbreaking. It's all this hacker mentality. People don't really understand what it's about, and categorize us in the hacker group.
Which really isn't the case.
Yeah.
These are some really talented developers that are, there's some real talent in the jailbreak community. And that's what we're going to kind of talk about here with this week's tweaks. There's been some pretty awesome jailbreak tweaks that have been released in the last week, or have been teased at least in the last week. One of them was, you mind if I talk about it?
No, go ahead, of course.
One of them was Velox.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about that, first of all?
I think it's pretty brilliant. I've just seen the video that you made about the tweak, and I've been resisting the urge to ask the dev for the deb file. I'm just waiting for it to be released. It's going to be soon. But I absolutely love the concept. I love the implementation of this tweak. That's something I would definitely use on my phone. What I like about this tweak is you don't have to use it if you don't want to use it.
Exactly.
And it's there, but you don't see it. Well, let's back up a little bit. Do you want to give us a description of Velux and what it is and how it works and all that stuff, so we can discuss a little more in detail after that?
Yeah, and this is what we teased a little bit on the last episode of the podcast. Near the end of the podcast last week, we talked about an upcoming tweak that I said was really cool. And we released a preview video of it this past week. What this tweak does, it's called Velox, and it allows you to swipe on an app icon on your home screen, swipe down or up, to reveal more information. Basically, a folder containing notifications, or there are enhanced folders that you can have for specific apps. For instance, a good example is the camera app. If I swipe down on the camera app, it'll load up the actual camera right there on the home screen, so you can take a photo or a video. And a lot of these apps have enhanced folders that do really cool things. Like, for instance, if you swipe down on notes, you can start typing out a brand new note. Or if you swipe down on the music app, it'll load up the music interface. So this is really cool. It's a really cool tweak. And not every app has enhanced folders, but every app does have the ability to view notifications right there on your home screen just with a swipe. I don't know if that was a good
That
explanation.
was a great description. You did it justice for sure. So, are you still using it on your iPhone or your iPod Touch?
Yes, actually I am.
Yeah.
I use it. You know, I'm not using it on my daily driver yet just because it's still in beta. I don't really install beta tweaks on my iPhone, but the times I do play around with my iPod Touch, which is my test device, I do use it quite often. Especially like to take photos. I really love that. Take photos really quickly. I'll use that, or to view tweetbot notifications or anything else. So it's basically like a notification center replacement. All your notifications can be viewed just by swiping on their respective apps that you receive the notifications for.
It's even more than notification center.
Yeah.
For example, if you for the phone app, for example, if you swipe down on the app icon, you're going to see a missed call from someone, and directly from there, you're going to be able to send a text message to this person or call this person directly, versus just being taken to the phone app. I mean, it's a very brilliant tweak.
Right.
I really, really, really like how it looks so far. I mean, Velox definitely looks like one of the big tweaks of this year, I would say.
Yeah, it's OXO territory.
It's to you, it's OXO territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those big tweaks that's probably going to end up in a roundup of the top tweaks of 2013, I would assume. I mean, just seeing it, this is just
Absolutely.
a full-featured, original, useful tweak, and it's very nice to see this.
Speaking of Velox, there was another app or another jailbreak tweak that came out.
Music widget.
But you want to give a quick description of that?
Yeah, basically, Music Widget brings a Velox style gestures to the iPod app. So you can just swipe on the iPod icon, music icon, I should say, because it's not called iPod icon anymore. It's a music icon.
Right.
And it's going to bring the control. So you're going to see the album artwork, the play next, previous song controls for the app. So very that's a smaller tweak. That's all it does.
Right. And I must mention that it's actually a double tap on the music.
It's a double tap.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but this music app icon can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be on your dock. It can be anywhere, and you can access a Velox style interface just by double tapping on a music app.
So this is something, I mean, it looks like a really nice tweak, but that's something that you're probably not going to use if you have Velox, because Velox is going to be doing the same thing, I would assume, no?
Right, yeah. Unless you just wanted this for just music.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? Of course, it's a different look. Has a different stylized look, but personally, I mean, I would just use Velox once it's available. But if you want to see what Velox will look like once it does come out, because it's not yet out,
download Music Widget.
Yeah, emulate the style of Velox. Just download Music Widget, which is free.
Yeah, so you have nothing to lose on this one.
Right, you have nothing to lose. So download Music Widget right now and give it a go. Let us know what you think.
So since we are in the music theme right now, there's another app that tweak that came out last week called Pluck that you reviewed on IDB. That's towards around the music application. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a really interesting tweak. It's really well designed. It's called Pluck, and it allows you to select music directly from your home screen. So it places a dedicated button on your iPhone's lock screen. Not home screen, your lock screen for selecting music. You know how you have the music controls. You can, of course, see your album art. You can switch songs by hitting back or forward. You can play pause, but you can't actually switch to a whole new album or a whole new track if you want to do that. Well, Pluck allows you to select a completely new track from your music library instead of forcing you to unlock the device, venturing into the music app, selecting the specific song you want to hear. You can do all that via a dedicated button right there on your lock screen. It's called Pluck.
Yeah, that's one of those tweaks that I wouldn't be surprised if it was implemented in iOS 7, because it's a very, very simple and basic feature that, should have been here since the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, why do I need to slide to unlock and launch the Ipod app, the music app, just to select a song? Why can't I do this from the lock screen, since you let me control music from the lock screen in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this tweak.
And
Like
it's
it.
not it's not intruding. I mean, it's just a little bitty button that's right there to the left of your volume slider. So
Okay, so that's Block, and it is free, right? Yeah, it's free on the ModMaya repo.
yeah, good tweak. That's free. Can't beat that.
What else do we have next? We have Quick Shoot Pro, which is a tweak that allows you to quickly snap photos and videos directly from the lock screen, or pretty much anywhere on your iPhone, just by tapping on a dedicated icon. Can you give us the quick rundown of how it works, Jeff?
Yeah. So Quick Shoot Pro is, like Sebastien said, allows you to double tap or triple tap on the camera app icon on your home screen. A triple tap of that will actually start shooting a video right there. So it doesn't have to load up the interface for the camera app or anything. It just starts shooting right there on your home screen. And you know it's working because there's a little red LED that pops up on your camera app icon. Now, say you wanted to, just shoot a photo. Well, a double tap instead of a triple tap will do that. So it's a really nice tweak. Very good animations
Yeah,
on the app icon when you start shooting or taking video. Lots of
definitely.
options.
So you can easily access your camera options, such as HDR, flash, no flash, front or back camera, and like you said, the animation on the app icon is very nice as well. I really like it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of it, actually.
Yeah, it's very well done, very well put together, I'd say.
Yeah. So it's called Quick Shoot Pro. It is available on Cydia's
Big Boss repo.
99 cents.
Good deal. We have a pretty big teaser too for a new app, a new tweak that's going to be released soon, called Atom. How do you pronounce this? Atom?
Atom.
Atom.
Just like the molecule or whatever.
Yeah. Atom. Okay. That's a who's behind this tweak? Is it Surenix?
It's Shurnix and I think it's Tyler Nettleton, I believe.
Yes, it is, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another Tyler that's in the Jailbreak community too. I just forgot his last name. But yeah, Tyler Nettleton and Shurnix, the legendary designer.
So what's this Atom all about?
It's basically a lock screen launcher, and you can launch apps directly from the lock screen just by using, there's a little nub that's placed there that replaces the slide to unlock bar. You slide that nub up, get a nice little animation where the apps that you choose to be on your lock screen appear, and then you can just swipe over any of those apps, release, and it'll launch directly into that app.
Yeah, I've been trying this for a day or two, and I really like the concept and the idea of the tweak, but I can't get into the habit of using it properly. I don't know, it seems that to use this tweak, I have to go out of my way. For example, like you mentioned, the nice little animation when you tap the little nub, like all your 6 icons are gonna pop up right on the lock screen, and this little animation itself is just like annoying me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, nice little animation, but it feels like I'm losing time by this half split second animation, and so that's one thing. And another thing is, it's just not very practical to do the slide to unlock. I mean, it's not even a slide to unlock, really. It's a flick up to unlock, I would say. I found myself missing the little unlock icon. So I tried to, flick up to unlock the phone, and I just kind of miss it, so I'm not doing anything. So I have to do it again and pay more attention so I can properly unlock the phone. So that's something that's kind of bugging me a little bit about this. And something else, I'm playing with it right now. Something else that bugs me when I unlock my phone, so I flick up, slide my finger up on the unlock icon, and I remove the finger, and it's not like instant. There is like, again, like it's a tiny split second. I see the little knob going back down in the middle,
Right.
and up, it finally unlocks the phone.
Well, we have to also keep in mind this
This is a
still
beta
in
version. This is beta. I have beta 4. I know SureNext sent us beta 5 this morning, and I haven't, installed it yet. But yeah, it's beta. So maybe I'm a little too harsh on it right now. A little too demanding.
Yeah. Well.
What else is new?
Yeah. So, but I think the animations are amazing. I really like the look of it. I'm glad it doesn't just pop up. Like there was another tweak called, was it Message Slider that I talked about last night, I think.
Yes.
And on it, there's no animations when Message Slider is the tweak that allows you to swipe on your Messages app to switch between conversations. But there's no animations between the two, so it's kind of jarring. Well, this, you can tell the attention to detail was paid. I mean, you can see how much detail is paid to the animations, and I appreciate that. I don't know. It does add a little additional time, but if you're someone who likes the aesthetic appeal of the animations, then you'll appreciate it.
So this tweak is very similar to another tweak called Jelly Lock, right?
Jelly Lock, yeah. It's Jelly Lock is a play on, of course, Jelly Bean, which is the code name for the operating system for Android. Mm-hmm. And this allows you, it's very similar to Atom. It has the little nub which you can slide around and position to specific apps or to unlock your device. A lot of people recommended me to try that. I had thought I had tried that before. I was almost positive I had tried it before, but I looked on IDB and it was nowhere to be found. Kind of weird.
I think you tried it. You gave it a try when it first came out, and the tweak wouldn't work. So I think that's what happened. Like this wouldn't work, or it would crash or something. You had a problem with it, and you said, "Hey, whatever. I'm not gonna spend my time trying to fix this tweak." So you moved on, and we never managed to review the tweak.
Okay. So, needless to say, I'm in the process of doing that right now.
Yeah, but Jelly Lock is slightly different in the sense that you can't choose what icons you want to add to your lock screen, can you?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that then.
Yeah, you can choose up to 3 app icons to add to your.
I thought it was only unlock or camera.
No,
oh, my bad.
Yeah, there's 3 app icons that you can configure as shortcuts, and they appear between the unlock and the camera.
And
there's lots of little customizations as far as how far away the circle is from the bottom of the screen and how wide the circle is. It's pretty cool. You can tell the developer put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your video of it, and because I think it would be a very good contender to Atom. Yeah,
they're definitely right in the same category.
Yeah, and I think Jelly Lock is free, right?
Yes, at least now. It's on his developer's, I guess, beta my repo space.
Yeah.
So I'll have that link in the description of the post, obviously, in the video.
So since we're in the lock screen launcher section here, there's another tweak that came out last week called Grabby by Petrich. Something we failed to mention at first when we first reported on the tweak is that it's based on the concept by Sentry, the guy, the designer behind Oxo. So if you go back to, I think, on January 1st, on IDB, we wrote a post.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we actually we posted the concept video
of Grabby.
Made by Sentry.
Who posted that?
Christian did.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Yeah. That was on January 1st, 2013. So basically what it does, it adds more icons to the camera grabber that you have on your lock screen.
Oh, yeah.
So you can, I believe you have you can add the message application, the phone app, and the music app. And you put your finger on the camera grabber and you can slide to the left to choose, to open one of the three apps I just mentioned.
Right. And those apps can be configured. Like you can assign different applications to each. So if you're a Spotify user, you don't use the music app, you can assign Spotify to the music app icon.
So for example, for messages, I can assign byte SMS, I would assume.
Yeah.
But can I add, for example, Safari in there?
No, at least on the
okay.
version I tried. I haven't tried. I know there was another release just a few hours ago.
Okay.
But I don't think you can change the actual icons. They're kind of like static icons that you can assign different applications to. Okay. But at least in the version I tried, you couldn't change the actual icons that were there. I mean, obviously you could go into iFile and make your own icons and replace the look, but there's no way to do it within the preferences of the tweak. And this is available on Ryan Petrich's beta repo, and the link to that is in the post. So nice collection of tweaks this week.
Yeah, we have some very nice tweaks. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, it's been fun. What else we got?
Maybe like a little report about what we talked about last week, the messages tweak that we mentioned in last week's episode. And you hadn't tried it, and I said, hey, you should try it since you don't use byte SMS and you use a stock app. And you, excuse me, you did give it a try earlier last week. The tweak is called Messages, and we believe it's a good compromise between byte SMS and the stock Messages app on your iPhone. You used it. Did you like it?
Yes, actually I did. I was kind of surprised, but I liked it a lot.
Did you like it enough to purchase the tweak after the trial was over?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not purchase the tweak. I don't know. I'm just getting more and more picky lately. But if you're someone who... I don't do a lot of messaging. So it's not something that I feel I need right now. Like, it's nice to have the features, but it's not like, oh, man, this is driving me nuts. I had to keep opening the Messages app to reply to. I just don't do enough messaging for it to justify a purchase. But it's really nice. It's basically a tweak that allows you to access the Messages app from anywhere. It just pops up a nice view of the Messages app from your lock screen. If you slide a reply, pops up the little Messages app right there on the lock screen. So you can reply to incoming messages. You can also compose messages using activator actions.
So just to be clear, it doesn't load the app, it loads the messages sheets, right?
Right. So it's just it's really quick. It's not it doesn't like when you slide to reply, it doesn't unlock your phone, switch over to the Messages app. No, it just pops right up right there on the lock screen.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for the activator gestures. $3.99. Cydia's Big Boss Repo, 3-day trial. So there's nothing to lose. You can try it out, see if you like it. If you don't, then uninstall it.
What else do we have to talk about this week?
Let's see. Favorite tweets. You said so.
Yeah, a few people ask us some questions, and they're always the same question coming back. So I thought we would address them here and hopefully answer them once for all, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
So can you explain how people can actually ask a question for?
Yeah, sure. One way to do it, probably the best way to do it, would be to do this on Twitter. You can send a tweet. You can at reply. I download blog or not, but use the Let's Talk Jailbreak hashtag in your tweet, so that we can look for it and find it and bookmark it for next week's episode. So just send us a tweet and make sure to have Let's Talk Jailbreak hashtag in there, and that should do it. Or else you can always send us an email or something like that, but it's just not as convenient. The tweeting us is probably the best way. The first one is from Epic for Jack. I'm not sure he's got a real name. Yeah, his name is Jack Vyson. And He's asking your favorite notification center tweak so far.
Oh, that's easy.
That's an easy one.
Yeah. NC settings.
Yeah. That's the only one I use, really. That's the only notification center tweak I use. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I use another one.
Tap to widgets?
Yes, I use tap to widget as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these two, I think, are very, very solid. And obviously, your mileage may vary because my needs are different than your needs. But for what I do, these two tweaks, tap to widget and NC settings, do the job perfectly.
Yeah. There's another question here. It says, any chance we'll see an iOS 6.1.3 jailbreak for the iPhone 5? This is from Ian.
So any chance we'll see a jailbreak for iPhone 5 iOS 6.1.3? Yeah, I'd say no.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah. I actually talked to Pod2G last week a little bit. Talked to Cyril. He was on his way back. He was actually back from Amsterdam from the Hack in the Box conference, where apparently he had a good time, and we briefly touched on the subject of the iOS 6.1.3 jailbreak, and it was pretty clear that he is not working on that at all right now.
Yeah,
it's busy on something else.
Why would you? I mean,
yeah. So Pod2G Cyril is actually working on Chrome right now, Google's browser, trying to find some little exploits in Chrome and submit them to Google. That's what he's up to these days. Yeah, interesting stuff, but not related to iOS. He also mentioned that he's thinking about updating his app. Like Pod DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been kind of flaking on it lately, and he hasn't worked on it as much as he would like to.
Right.
But I love the name of his app, by the way, like Pod DJ. That's such a clever name.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, iOS 6.1.3 jailbreak for iPhone 5, likely not, but one can hope.
Yeah.
We have one last question. What do you like most about jailbreaking, and what is your favorite tweak?
Wow.
We can address that before, I think, on the first episode.
Yeah.
Like why we jailbreak, basically, and why we do it, and some of our favorite tweaks. I mean, I can tell you my two favorite tweaks right now. You know them. It's ByteSMS and Zephyr. Why do I jailbreak? Well, I jailbreak because it gives me the opportunity to do things with my iPhone that I'm not allowed to do otherwise.
Perfect explanation. I jailbreak for the ability to use my two favorite tweaks, which are Zephyr and Oxo. That's why I jailbreak. And a lot of other reasons too, but that's the quick and easy explanation.
So if there was no Zephyr and no Oxo right now, you wouldn't jailbreak?
I would just find some two other tweaks that would be my favorite.
Yeah, I would think so. I would assume so.
Yeah, I can't go back. I mean, if there's a jailbreak available, it's guaranteed I'm going to have it.
I think that's about it for questions. I mean, there was a bunch of other questions, but a lot of them were not jailbreak related. So I tried to weed them out and, kind of stay on topic here since it's a jailbreak podcast. And I know a lot of people have been saying that we should widen topics.
Make it like the days of our lives.
Yeah, make it, talk more about general iOS stuff and, App Store apps and things like that. And while it sounds like a great idea, that's really not the
yeah, we want to keep this, let's keep this focused on the topic at hand. I mean, as focused as possible. I mean, of course, we're going to talk about our chairs here and there.
Yeah, of course, it's okay to go away from our path every once in a while, but I wouldn't want to have a section in the podcast dedicated entirely to App Store apps, for example, because that's not the place. And there's other podcasts that do this, and they do it pretty well. So, yeah, that's probably not going to happen in Let's Talk Jailbreak. Maybe we're going to come up with another show, Let's Talk iOS or something, but that's not in the plan so far. Yeah, I'm still having fun doing this, man.
Yeah, I mean, I Actually, I think that's why I woke up in a good mood, to be honest with you. I mean, it's really something I look forward to doing.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can keep doing it, for a while. And I know that sometimes it's not very convenient because, schedule don't always allow to do it at a certain time and a certain day. For example, I know I'll be traveling in August, so I'm already thinking, like, what's going to happen? How are we going to do this? I'm going to be in France 9 hours in the future. I mean, there's a 9-hour time difference. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to bring my microphone? Am I going to have Jeff do this by himself? Or maybe someone can fill in my spot when I'm gone. I was thinking that Cody could probably fill in the shoes pretty well. So that's something we'll have to think about.
Those are some big shoes to fill, but I think if anyone's up to it, he could do it.
Yeah, absolutely. He knows his stuff for sure.
Cool, man. Well, had a good time. Look forward
thank
to
you.
next week.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Later.
Bye.